The King of Fighters.
Member select.
Meitenkun, huh? Well, I see that someone sure likes to inflict an untold amount of misery against rushdown players. I say that because this character is a bit of a rarity in KOF. This sleepy boy is a charged zoner character, meaning that most of his special inputs are done by holding a direction, then flipping the stick in the opposite direction plus a button. This also means that his optimal way of playing consists of parking his cheeks in the far corner and spamming projectiles until the opponent gets frustrated enough to make a bad move. This does mean that Meitenkun's moveset is specifically built for more stray or counter hits than combos though. As such, his combo options are very limited when not in the corner, the timing for many of his combos are tight, and he's one of the slowest characters in KOF. But as compensation, he gets pretty good damage off of short combos. Meitenkun was built for the point position on your team. Unless you play a very aggressive version of this character, you're not going to be burning much meter with him. This kid has got quite a few differences going on with his set of normals here. So to start, we've got his far light kick that hits low. It's a cheeky little poke that you can throw out at the end of some block strings if your opponent isn't watching for a low. His far heavy punch is by far his best poke, and can be special cancelled even on whiff, which makes it a nice bit of preemptive coverage before throwing out his projectile. This property also applies to his crouching heavy punch, which also serves as his sweep, instead of the usual crouching heavy kick. That move, by the way, is his anti-air normal, like most other characters' crouching heavy punch. But the range on this is pretty poor, and I would just recommend using his anti-air special instead. Command normals begin, and this is Nezo Rangeki, done with forward plus light kick. If you saw my previous guides about Iori and Kyo, you can probably pick up on what this is by now. When thrown out alone, this move is an overhead that can only be super or max cancelled, but if used to cancel a normal, it loses said overhead capability but can now be special cancelled. Only other thing I can add to this is that you're going to have to get used to cancelling this with Meitenkun's back forward special if you want to get the most out of those corner combos. The timing is very tight, but very possible to adjust to. You got a new command normal in King of Fighters XV with Chizanko, done with back plus light punch. Now, I don't want to elaborate on this one too much as I currently don't have access to KOF 15 at the time of this recording, but from the little snippets I've seen online, this move sends Meitenkun flying towards the opponent and causing a soft knockdown if it connects. However, it can only be super or max cancelled. Like I said earlier, Meitenkun is a charged zoner, and his specials certainly reflect that. 1/3 of his concoction of misery to those that just want to get in close is his first special, Makura Nage. Quarter circle back and punch. This is a slow moving, super cancelable projectile attack that gives you time to decide on whether you want to hop back, move forward, or possibly prepare a special for countering. If blocked, this has a good amount of pushback to give you even more room. If you can predict an opponent's jump, you can use the heavy version of this move where Meitenkun throws the pillow diagonally upwards, causing more hesitation to jump over the light projectile and frustration to build, as this almost always results in resetting the positions to full screen. The EX version is a fast version of the light projectile, which can throw off the timing of an opponent trying to dodge pillows, but this is actually most useful in Meitenkun's corner combos. Sensis Ho is next up and performed by holding back or down back, then pushing the stick forward plus punch, along with a follow-up hit done by pressing punch again. Don't have any exact frame numbers for you, but I can say that the charge time needed in KOF is quite brief. This move is able to hop over ground-based projectiles, and like the next special I'm going to talk about, it has different levels of power depending on how long you hold that charge. Each level sending Meitenkun further forward and doing more damage. This is your primary combo ender, set up into a super cancel, and can even be used to punish those jumping or rolling past a pillow, pushing them back and setting them up for more pillow dodging. The EX version gives you the max charge version instantly, along with extra hits that makes it good for corner combos, plus it's a hard knockdown. The final third of pain is Genki Ho, done by holding the stick in any downwards direction for a bit, then flipping the stick up and punch. That any downwards direction bit means that this move is able to be charged even when running, which can cause some very interesting setups. This is Meitenkun's flash kick-esque anti-air, and the main move you'll be using to punish projectile jumpers, as it has some invincibility frames that only grows with how long you hold the stick down. It can also delete projectiles, and the EX version is able to combo off of or into light or heavy versions of itself. Like the other EX specials, this move is very effective in corner combos. Now, getting a handle on those 3 specials is already enough for effective Meitenkun play, but if you want just a little bit more, there's Resin Kyaku, quarter circle back plus kick in the air. This is not something you're going to see much or probably use much, but it's good at catching opponents off guard that are dead set on approaching. Most effective when used during a backdash, but the light version can also combo off a jumping light punch or light kick, while the heavy stops Meitenkun in the air for a brief moment before sending him kicking forward. The EX version of this move is the best of both worlds, with the quick startup of the light version, the damage of the heavy version, plus a soft knockdown. It can also be used for some fancy combos, but in this case I really don't recommend doing that unless you're extremely confident in your execution or just want to show off. The timing for using this in damaging combos is tight. Further complementing Meitenkun's zoner playstyle is his supers. First, Cho Genki Ho, which is a double quarter circle forward plus punch. Best used as a reversal, cancelling a pillow into this move because an opponent jumped or rolled is a classic, but can also be used as a combo ender for both mid-screen and corner combos. It may, however, be the most unsafe move in KOF, as Meitenkun actually falls asleep after this move, and try as you might, but he takes forever to get back up, so don't mess with this. The final move is Hakuchu Muso, double quarter circle forward and kick. Out of the 2 supers he's got, this is the much preferred mid-screen or corner combo ender, as it's the only one that can be climax cancelled. Now, if we were only talking King of Fighters XIV, I would say that this one's actually a bit weak, since it struggles to properly land if the opponent isn't grounded. However, in KOF 15, this was changed so that if the first hit connects, it places the opponent on the ground and allows the super to connect in full. So go for this one if you have the option to do so. Whether playing as or fighting against Meitenkun, it's going to be a battle of patience that you need to keep a constantly clear head for. For the Meitenkun player, you've got to keep peppering your opponent with pillows and watching their movement close for spots to punish with Genki Ho or Cho Genki Ho. Make them play at your pace, but don't turtle too much. Mix it up with going on the offensive for a bit to keep your opponent from thinking they can just run in the entire match. It doesn't take much for Meitenkun to do some damage. Make sure to get used to constantly charging his special inputs too. Regardless of what you're doing, holding down or back is not a bad option. And for the person going up against Meitenkun, you have to stay calm and look for windows to advance forwards without exposing yourself. If you lose your head and jump in all gung-ho, you've fallen right into Meitenkun's trap. And that is the Meitenkun guide. As always, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe. And if you guys can think of any improvements that can be made, please let me know in the comments below. You guys stay safe, and I will see you next time in the King of Fighters 15. Finally.